Alright, here is my head's data pack, and you came to this video for every single hat and what it does, so I'll show you what it does. These are cosmetic, except for, these two, they look nice, but I don't know, I just labeled them because they're the original four. Here's my egg hat, it's for my skin, and then you can see it goes pretty well on, but of course you can use it too. Here is the halo, and if you put this halo on, you'll actually start glowing. So that's pretty cool. And then this farmer hat, it gives you luck. And some people think luck is useless, but if you're like fighting Endermen, it actually gives you more of a chance to get their pearls. And then here's our TV, which is also just cosmetic. And then moving on, we have Oculus right here. And since you're putting it on, yeah. Oh, wait, I didn't put it on. Since you're putting it on, you actually get blindness because, you can't see with an Oculus on. Then we have a top hat here. And since people with top hats are mysterious, you kind of just sneak and then you go invisible. It's pretty fun to do. And then here we have the Propeller Hat. And when you wear this one, you always have slow falling since you're constantly dragging down. And it's counter opposite. We have Willy Wonka Hat. When he goes up in the elevator and he flies away. Well, let's say you could do that yourself. And we're flying up. This is pretty fun to do in combination with this. Where you get slow falling. It's pretty fun. So moving on to the other hats, we have, oh, by the way, all these crafting recipes are at the top here. This is egg, phantom. So here we have a mining helmet, and then when you put this on, it doesn't look like much of a difference until you go, oh, I have a night vision, so until you go into a cave system, which I kind of messed up with butter, but it'll be fine. And it actually gives dynamic lighting. So if we had this off, it would be pitch black basically. But since we have this on, it won't. So that's pretty neat. It would be really good for situations when you don't want a torch in hand or you don't have Optifine. So moving on, we have the magnet, which is really cool actually. I really like this one. I think I peaked with this one. So if we just get a ton of blocks here, and then just like spread it around, just put a bunch of blocks around, we could actually put this magnet on our head. And then if you crouch, it makes the most satisfying noise and collects every item. That is very satisfying every time. Alright, that's enough of that. And then the next hat here is the Ender Helmet, which I also peaked with. Let me put these on the arm stands. Alright, and then the Ender Helmet actually makes the player teleport whenever they've been damaged. So let's say there was a zombie after us. Oh, can I put this on? Where did he even go? Okay, well, apparently it teleported out of my inventory. So we have this, put it on our head, finally. And then we have this guy coming after us. We would randomly teleport everywhere. And it gives you 2 armor too, so it's like an iron helmet. And teleport. So that is very fun. And then here we have the cloud. And since clouds are very light, you could just go around. It looks normal when you're doing this, but when you shift, you start gliding like a cloud, and you have no effect. So it's I don't really like the design for now, but I might change it in the future. So now moving on to the next section, which is adventure. We have these, which actually can't really be crafted except for this one and this one, but we talk about it later. So the pirate's hat can be found in shipwrecks, and this actually lets you have faster attacks. So when you put this on, it makes you have faster attack than when you have normal. It might be more obvious with something like a sword. When you have this on, notice my clicking pattern. And then when you have the pirate's hat on, it goes way faster. I mean, not way faster, but 2.1 instead of 1.6. I'm gonna close it. So here you have to kill a goat, and it gives a rare chance to get a goat horn. And the goat horn looks normal, looks like rabbit ears, which is what I was trying to go for. You know how every hat data pack or mod has rabbit ears? It's normal, and then when you shift, you actually go up like that. So you go boop, and you made it all the way up here, just by shifting. You know, like how it go like charges up to jump. It feels pretty nice. And then we have the diving helmet, which is basically a portable Heart of the Sea. It doesn't feel like anything until you're in water, and I don't have an ocean near me, so I'm just going to use this lake. So if I just drop down, you see I instantly get Conduit Power 2 and got Dolphin's Grace 2, which means I go really fast in this, and I could basically breathe forever in water. So now we have one of the most expensive ones on our list, the Warden Sensor. And it looks like one of those infinitive like axes, you know, those ones. So this one requires a lot of things. It requires goat horns, you know, for the horns. It requires the armor of a diamond helmet. It requires the deepness of a deep slate. It requires spectral for its glowingness, redstone torch for its redstone powers, and then the emissive textures of a glowing sack. So if we get all this, and then put it onto an altar, it might seem like some ritual stuff, because it is, but I'm just gonna get frying obsidian here, and then if we have an altar like this, and then place each one down, we will get the Warden Sensor. And you can see it actually does 2 knockback resistance instead of 1 that a netherite helmet will get you. 4 armor toughness and 5 armor. And if we look at a netherite helmet real quick, we can see that's like actually like busted right here. It does 3 armor toughness, and then 4 armor toughness and 5 armor. Survival, 2 out of 5, and then this one's only 1.5. So it's pretty cool. And then here is the Nether update. It wasn't supposed to be the Nether update, but as I kept going, I realized each one is Nether related. So I'll start with the first one I made, the Hologram Tusk. So this is just like a weak version of Netherite helmet, or it just gives you the knockback resistance, like a Hologram would have. But the way you get it is by getting 2 Hologram Tusks, which can drop by Hologlams, and getting a carved pumpkin, and then drop this, and drop these, and boom. And then with these Hologram Tusks, these are actually weapons, by the way. It does 3 damage, and it's like a little slower than a fist. That you can craft a Hologram Spear with a stick, a Hologram Tusk, and string from like Striders. And this actually does decent damage and is pretty fast. Let's say we have another husk after us. We can just kill this guy really fast. Compare that to a stone sword or something. Let's say an early game stone sword. Get the same guy as very slow. So yeah, this is a pretty good weapon alternative, although it can't be sharpened. But if like you had trees in the Nether, and these things that are so annoying to break, like actually, look how slow this is. With the Hologram Spear, it could just be, and that's it. So it's a pretty useful thing to have in the Nether. And then here's the Inferno Helmet, which I worked like a ton of time on to get this just right. If you get this here, it will give you the fire resistance, which I didn't have in my last update. And it's pretty cool, and then the way you get it is by getting withered bone. And then you're like, wait, what's withered bone? Well, it's literally just like a normal bone, but you know, you just get it from a wither skeleton. Boom. Withered bone right here. It's literally the same thing as a bone. Like, it gives you bone meal stuff, And then here's rubies. I'll talk about that in a minute. Here, and then you need a blaze rod, a wither skeleton skull, and nether ingot. This can be made in completely in the nether. And you see the ruby helmet thing right there. And also we have the Inferno Shield just to go with this. It's like the, like the spear and the shield. It's very funny. And then here, this shield, it's different from other shields. It's actually unbreakable, so that's a plus. And then if I have another test subject here, Tusk, it actually lights them on fire. And if this is perfectly compatible with Inferno Shield, Inferno Helmet, because you don't take fire damage with it. So if you just hold it down, and then boom, he's on fire. Alright. And then moving on to what you probably want to know the most. What does ruby mean? Well, back in other versions of Minecraft, like older versions of Minecraft, emeralds used to actually be rubies, and there used to be instead of villagers, there used to be pigmen, and these pigmen turned into piglins who barter with gold. So I decided to bring rubies back, and then uh, you actually get rubies by trading with piglins. It's not that uncommon, but it can be tricky to get. Good thing is they could give you one for so if we have they could actually and all of it. They can actually give me it might take seconds and my inventory's full, but it would be very good. I'm just gonna speed this up. Oh, and never mind, I instantly got it. Okay, so with 4 rubies, you could, I'm gonna do. Okay, so with 4 rubies, you just take these rubies, and get your golden armor out, which if you did a nether only world, it'll be very easy to have this. You just drop on the ground. Actually, you don't need to have it all at once, you can just do individual parts. And then it just does that. Or you can have it all on the ground and then just... That's very satisfying too. And then you have your own armor, which is actually like a little better than iron armor. You see how it gives you half a bar more armor? It's because of this chest plate. Well, yeah, so this is actually unbreakable too. And then it could actually be very helpful in the nether in case you don't have any, if your iron armor broke or something, then you just got this. And then, so that is rubies, just for you to know. And they could be used for this too. And the shield. Oh, I didn't mention the shield, but the shield is with the rubies, blaze rod, and a shield. And then finally, this one I made last minute, literally like in an hour. You just take blackstone and nether quartz. And then you just drop it, get a quartz crystal. And this might be busted, but it gives you haste too, like when you crouch. So when you start shift, let me get myself a netherite pick. And then let me enchant this. So let's say you're just mining normally, and then you're like, okay, I'm gonna turn this to turbo speed shift and start mining. It's basically a portable beacon. I might have to use this in the future, but for now, it's pretty fine. So that's my nether update for 1.2. So tell me in the comments what you guys think or what I should do next, and tell me if you really enjoyed this data pack. And glitches too. I need to know about a ton of glitches because I haven't tested much of this. Alright, see ya.